What's up, guys? Well, today we are going to talk about scholarships, okay, and the different types of scholarships. Hey, Santiago, how's it going, man? Also, as I am talking, okay, about scholarships, feel free to leave, any comments in the comment section, like any questions you have and stuff. So, like, we can interact. I mean, um, the most value you can get. Hello again, Santiago. The most value you can get about in this, in this course is like having a conversation with me about the topic, and yeah. Um, so yeah, let's start. I'm gonna share the presentation, okay? And as I mentioned, we're going to talk about esports scholarships and other kinds of funding, okay, that universities give, and also other third parties. And I will get into that as we go through the presentation, okay? So, as I mentioned, we're Sportion, okay, the largest student recruitment agency for collegiate esports, okay, for international students. We um, work in 12 different countries, including also the US for domestic students and Canada, so NA, but also around Europe and Latin America, okay, and in 8 different video games. That's a bit about us, okay? So let's get into the types of scholarships, okay? So we have the full ride scholarship that would cover basically the housing, the food, the tuition, okay? Sometimes fees, sometimes not, okay? Sometimes they include the health insurance, okay? Sometimes they don't, also depending on the country of the student, okay? Their health insurance has an international coverage. Some countries, more in the Nordic countries, they cover both like in university, outside university. So like it depends on your country and if you have a private insurance in your home country or not, okay? Um, the health insurance thing, okay, we can either like get an ISO like insurance for like if when you travel with friends out to another city or outside the university something happens, you're also covered, okay? But usually the university insurance, when you're on campus or traveling to a LAN event, okay, and you maybe get a injury, okay, the university also covers that, okay? Okay, but let's get into a full ride. One thing to note, okay, with the full ride scholarship is that it's mostly for like top performing, esport players, okay? And us, we do guarantee offers by contract for like students that we work with because we have like prior to that we do like we study their profile and see if they're eligible, but we never guarantee by contract a full ride. Why? Okay, because it really depends, okay, on the university. Also, like the timing. When do we start? Okay, and when do you want to go? Like, do you want to go for fall 2025, January 2026? Okay, what budget the university has? Does the university really need your position? Like, there's so many factors that we cannot control, so we do not guarantee full rights. Okay, although we do guarantee like full tuition scholarships, and you just have to pay housing and food depending on your competitive level. Okay, but like most of our students get partial scholarships, but it is true that for some top competitive students, there are some schools that have more funding for esports scholarships. Okay, then we have the partial scholarships. They can range from 90%, 75%, 70, 50% of the tuition, and and then you have to pay the housing food. The housing and food, okay, as I mentioned in prior conversations, is depending on where the university is located, okay. Housing and food, you can live, if you're over 23, you can live off campus, and off campus 10 minutes from the university, okay, is like your cost, like are reduced by half. Okay, if you're over 23, you can at least do the first 2 years, on campus, and then find friends in the esports program on your team and like move to an apartment or a house off campus later. There are some universities with esports programs that are in the middle of a city. Okay, for those programs, we always, what's the word? We always recommend, okay, that you stay at least your first year on campus, because it's cheaper, and to find an apartment in a big city, in a US-based university or Canadian-based university, can be like very daunting, especially your first year doing it from another country. Okay, if you're a domestic student, it can be easier. Okay, but with at least for international students, the first year we do recommend them to stay on campus. Okay, and then we have the tournament-based awards. Okay, scholarships. What I mean by that is, so there are universities, okay, that when they give you like very good scholarships, and you go to LAN events or online tournaments, and the team wins a prize pool, the university keeps those earnings. Okay, but there's also universities, okay, and most of them, when the students, the players, earn like a prize pool, like win a prize pool, it's divided within the players. Okay, and the players get to keep the prize pool. And for international students, okay, it first goes through the university, okay, and the university can discount it from the housing and food, okay, or from the tuition, okay. And for domestic students, it can go straight to them, okay. But for international students, because like international students go with an F1 student visa, with a student visa, okay, so you cannot earn money off campus, so everything stays within the campus. Okay, if you want to talk more in detail about that, we can you can leave it in the comment section. Santiago, yeah, all the webinars are in English. Okay, if you want to have a call in Spanish, okay, you can apply in the link on Twitter. We have a link on our webpage where it says apply. You can fill out the form, and we can have a call with you in Spanish as well. Okay, if you don't understand English, but yeah, the webinar is in English. Okay, so we covered the full ride, the partial scholarship, okay, and the tournament-based awards. Very good. Okay, so on a general basis, okay, yes, there are some universities that have esports programs that offer like very big esports scholarships that if you have a low GPA or an average GPA, you can basically get an esports scholarship that covers your tuition. Okay, but for the general universities, for the average, okay, academic scholarships are higher than esports scholarships. Okay, so it's super important that that the higher your GPA, your average grade, okay, the more scholarship that we can obtain. And as I mentioned before in other webinars, like the academic scholarship, if you're international student scholarship, and the esports scholarship. Okay, but the higher the GPA, the more scholarship we can get. Also, okay, the higher the GPA, okay, because every esports program has to maintain an average GPA. Like the higher the average, okay, the better it looks for the university administration, meaning the more money they can receive. Okay, so like for top academic students, okay, that the head coach or the esports director sees that he or she has like a lot of potential to develop as a player, okay, they will get that extra scholarship for that top academic student to level the average. And like if the student is coachable, they will invest that money, because like they're going to be 4 years in the program. So coaches, as long as you appear and are coachable and humble, like willing to listen, they will invest in you. Okay. My pleasures. Yes, sir. Any questions you have, just put them in the comments section, okay? Okay. So, in order, like last webinar, we went over like the questions, like the key questions to ask, but like in order to, be able to have like a higher scholarship, the more transparency you give and the more information you give, okay, in terms of like the tracker, any other links, okay, the VODs, okay, any extracurricular activities. Do you stream? Do you, graphic design? Do you, are you a caster? Like any skill that can be, also added to the esports program, okay, you might even apply to have a job in the esports program, and that translates into, well, more scholarship, or they pay you on a monthly basis, okay? And international students can work on campus, okay? They can work off campus, okay, but they can work on campus, and there's many job opportunities in the esports program and on the campus in general itself, in other sports teams, in the computer lab, library. Like there's many job opportunities, and universities are very flexible with the job schedule of the international students, because they know they have like class, practice, competition. So it's not like a fixed schedule. Like it's very flexible, and what they want is for you to have that extra money to pay for your daily expenses. Okay. So gaming achievements, okay. Usually, as I mentioned, as a tracker, and if you have a Wikipedia or like whatever video game you play, like there's different platforms to prove like your experience and to see your stats. But yeah, also academic performance, as I mentioned. Any certificates you have, your average grade of your last 4 years, okay. For international students, why last 4 years? Because high school in the US is 4 years, okay. So like you will ask your school to give us the last 4 years of your grades, okay, and we take care of the translation if you need it, and the conversion from like, I don't know, 1 to 10 to 1 to 4, that is the GPA, okay. Okay. And also community involvement, okay. Well, the more active you are in the gaming esports scene, okay. Not like followers, yes, likes, shares, stuff like that is important, but like also like how active, what have you done, what practical experience do you have in the community that you can translate to the esport program. Like the more you can offer the esport program, the more value, well, the more scholarship you will get in return for that. So that is why we always like build you a complete profile, so the coaches have a clear expectation of what to expect when they get in the call. And also, as we did in the previous webinar, on the calls, okay, we first like rehearse like specific questions to ask the esports director, so like you get all the information you need from every call to make the best decision possible. Okay, any questions up to here? Is everything clear? From YouTube, from StreamYard? Huh? Any ex audience that wants to leave a comment or something? We're all good? Okay, then I'll continue. Okay, so no thank you. Okay, Santiago. Okay, so when we apply to the university, okay, and you get accepted, then all the scholarships get applied, and most universities, okay, will make you sign a document stating like what the esports program expects from you, okay, in terms of like if you're representing the university and the Collegiate Esports program, okay, you will need to have a certain behaviors, okay, and maintain a certain GPA, okay, attend to class, practice, competition, like, and as I mean, like certain standards, and if you sign it, okay, meaning that that you agree, okay, well, then they can move forward. But it's super important, okay, like to have into consideration that first of all, you're going to a university, you're a student first, then a player or a coach or content creator or an analyst, okay, and there's certain standards that you have to keep because you're representing the university, okay. So there's no joke, okay, like you're going to higher education, and there are certain standards that you have to keep, and as long as you maintain a certain GPA, you go to class, you go to practice, you go to competition, um, your scholarship won't be reduced or anything, okay. But it's simple standards that you have to keep, and a certain behavior, which is totally comprehensible, okay. So there is also, okay, for some students that, for example, maybe the esports scholarship and the academic scholarship or international student scholarship, or like or if you're the domestic, like the FAFSA may not be enough. Well, you can get loans, but more for international students, the need-based financial aid is a document that we fill out, okay, with the family, and we advise the family and the student, like what numbers to put and where to put what, so that the university can give us like extra scholarship due to our financial situation, okay. We've done it with some students. It's not a general case thing, okay, but we have done it because maybe the director was very interested in having the student, and the numbers were not numbered, okay, but based on a document that is called need-based financial aid, like we're able to, the university was able to put that extra scholarship to make the student go to the university. So that is another way that we help students, okay, that are short, a bit in budget to get into the university, okay. Okay, and as I mentioned with the certain contacts, okay, that when you sign a document that you have to keep, okay, there are obligations that, of course, attending to class, having a certain GPA, but also, attending to practice, and, like your schedule is made very clear, okay, like some esports programs, okay, are like have practice 3 times per week, okay. Some esports programs are like 4 or 5 times a day, Monday to Friday, okay, plus competition, okay, like it depending on the level that you of seriousness in esports that you want to keep, okay, we adapt to that, but it's super important to like attend to every practice and attend to competition, because at the end of the day you're receiving large amounts of scholarship, because the esport director is believing in you, and it's super important to meet the minimum requirements, okay. In some schools it's very easy to go all crazy, but always remember that they give you a scholarship, okay. It's like a second job. Your first job is academics, and then the esport program is your second job. So you have to be focused on that, okay. Okay, then there's these are less common, but we also obtained it for some students, which is if you're if you attended or are attending in some cross-culture programs, like you've done what's the word in English? If you have volunteered abroad, okay, for a specific activity in another country, one time or several times, like all this work that you've done, volunteering, depending on what it is, there's universities, okay, that will give you extra scholarship for that that you've done, okay? Or while in university, it can give you extra scholarship because you went to a program, and in the summer break, okay, you went to a specific country and volunteered doing like some specific job, okay? That happens, okay? Not all universities have it, but some do, okay? It's uncommon, but like I'm outlining like all the possible, you know, scholarships for esport players, coaches, and content creators and analysts that we can get. Okay. Any questions up to here? Is it all clear? The kinds of scholarships? Yeah. Okay. I'll continue then. So then comes, okay, what major or master's degree are you obtaining? Okay. There's no Santiago? Okay, no questions. Some universities, okay, because you're studying a specific degree in the business department, okay, they will give you a specific program scholarship, okay, just because of that. Maybe because there's schools that want to incentivize more like STEM education, okay. If you're studying computer science, okay, they may give you extra scholarship for that, okay. If like depending on the university and what they want students to do more of, okay, they incentivize that by doing like program specific scholarships that not all universities, but some universities do have it, okay. So depending on what you want to study, we can also, you know, search universities that could potentially benefit you more financially because of the degree you are studying. That's at the end of the day, you know, like, yeah, esports is very important, but you're here to, you know, be a student and to study and to graduate from the degree that you want to do. Okay, so like that also can be a great incentive, you know, like getting some extra $1,000 because you're studying like this specific degree. Okay. Okay, and then comes government grants and loans. Okay, not every country is like the Nordic countries in Europe, but yes, most some of our students, like a large number of them, come from Sweden, Norway, Denmark. Okay, these countries, okay, give specific grants every year to students, okay, and 0% interest loans, you know, up to a certain amount that they can use while they're studying abroad. Okay, that's amazing. Not all countries have that luxury. Okay, for example, the country I'm from, Spain. Okay, they don't offer anything to study abroad, so you have to pay for all of it. So you have to make sure, you know, that you have a specific budget, and we'll tell you like what scholarships we can aim, so like all these costs go down. Okay, and then we have the third-party sponsorships. Okay, there's some companies, okay, that can sponsor you and give you that extra scholarship money. Some partners from the esports program, okay, can throw a few $1,000s in scholarships. Okay, maybe a university, part of the agreement is that they give a few $1,000s in scholarship per year to some students. Okay, but like also partners that are involved with the university cannot potentially give you some outside scholarships. Then there's other organizations that just are affiliated to the whole university itself, and, you know, offer scholarships, you know, some nonprofits. We're also involved with some, okay, and we also talked with the esports directors into like if they have like third parties sponsorships. So we know, and we know like how much extra scholarship the student can get. Okay, but the government thing, you can control it based on the country you're born. But the third-party sponsorships, you know, we also know like what universities are affiliated to, what partners, and to what other nonprofits, so you can get some extra $1,000 from there too. Okay, guys, we've been here for 25 minutes, and that was everything I wanted to cover from scholarships. Okay, I've been talking a lot of the time. I had a few comments, especially from Santiago. Okay, and I don't know, guys. Like, take advantage now to ask me any questions that you have. Okay, the guys in StreamYard, YouTube, X, okay, or Twitch. Okay, it will be amazing. But I can make a brief, summary. Okay. We talked about the type of scholarships, the full ride, the partial scholarships, and the tournament-based awards, and how the tournament-based awards work for international students and for domestic students. Okay, we talked about scholarships being to academic performance and how, on average, the biggest scholarships are academic, although there's those esports programs, that offer like those full tuitions out of esports scholarships alone. Okay, but it's not always the case. Then, like, what your profile has to have in order to be more transparent, and for esports directors or head coaches to have a more clear picture, and that will give you incentives for a higher scholarship. Okay, then the importance, okay, of some universities are gonna make you, okay, sign a specific document outlining like standards, academic, maintain a certain GPA, competitive, how to practice, on a competition, and attend to class, and certain behaviors that you have to keep. Okay, I'm gonna make you sign that because they expect, that while you're representing them and they're giving you a scholarship, that you have to maintain certain standards. Okay, and then the need-based financial aid for some students. Okay, that are more low income. Okay, we guide the families into like what information to put, what numbers to put, so like they can get that extra need-based financial aid, and and it's an extra help for them. Okay, and well, what I mentioned, the team participation obligations, global citizenship scholarships, if you've done volunteer work, okay, stuff like that. Like, some universities, it helps you in your admissions process, and it can give you extra scholarship for that in some universities. Okay, and program specific, if a university is incentivizing the example I put, more like STEM degrees, especially computer science as a major. Okay, they just because you're studying computer science, they can give you that extra scholarship. And government and third-party sponsorships that I just mentioned. Okay, guys. So if there's no other questions, okay, we're gonna finish here. Okay, Santiago, no, all good. Okay, guys. Well, I'll see you next week. Okay, this recording is going to like get into the social media, like on YouTube, Twitch, and X. Okay, so you'll have the recording there to see. Okay, and I'll see you next week. Okay, have a great evening, guys, or afternoon for US and Canadian students. Yeah, Santiago, you have a question? Wait for you. No question? Okay. See you guys.